it down.
Move it down.
Let's go. Let's get it. Cardi, straight ahead, mami. Mira aquí en el medio, en el medio, en el medio.
Hip-hop has always been built on competition, but every now and then a rivalry comes along that defines an entire era. For the last decade, one feud has towered above the rest: Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. These two women are not just rap superstars, they're cultural icons, each with massive fan armies ready to go to war at a moment's notice. For years, fans have debated, is this just music industry politics or something deeply personal? Their beef has exploded in public. To understand where this all began, you have to go back to 2017. Cardi B had just exploded with her breakout single Bodak Yellow. Practically overnight, she went from reality TV star to rap's hottest newcomer. The success of that track was undeniable. It was everywhere, blasting out of cars, clubs, and radio stations across the country. But at the same time, Nicki Minaj was still considered the reigning queen of rap. She had already built a decade-long career, racking up hits, features, and a loyal fan base known as the Barbz. For years, Nicki had held the crown mostly unchallenged. So when Cardi's success arrived, fans started comparing the two. Who was better? Who deserved the spotlight? Was there room for both? What might have started as simple fan speculation began to build tension. Subtle likes on Instagram, cryptic captions, and whispers in interviews suggested the two weren't exactly best friends. It was the kind of quiet rivalry that simmers beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to explode. That explosion came in September 2018 at the Harper's Bazaar Icons Party in New York City. A glamorous event filled with celebrities suddenly turned into a scene that would dominate headlines for weeks. According to witnesses, Cardi approached Nicki during the event, angry over what she claimed were insults aimed at her child. What followed was pure chaos. Shouts, bodyguards pushing through crowds, and most famously, a shoe being thrown across the room. Cardi left the party with a knot on her forehead, and the incident immediately became legend. That night marked a turning point. Before, their rivalry was speculation. After, it was undeniable. The world had just witnessed one of the biggest celebrity clashes in real time. Memes flooded the internet, news outlets dissected every detail, and fans from both sides went into overdrive. The Barbz and the Bardi Gang weren't just defending their idols, they were on the front lines of a digital war. But here's the thing, even before that blow-up, the tension was already showing in their music. The best example? The track Motorsport, a collaboration with Migos. On paper, it was supposed to be a celebration, two of the hottest female rappers on the same song, proving there was space for more than one queen. But behind the scenes, things were rocky. Fans noticed differences in their verses and speculated that Cardi and Nicki weren't even in the studio together. There were rumors of verses being rewritten, subliminal shots embedded in lyrics, and competing narratives about who got on the track first. Instead of uniting them, Motorsport became evidence that they couldn't coexist. The song was a hit, but the drama surrounding it overshadowed the success. What should have been a historic moment of unity became another battle in the feud. After 2018, the feud cooled down, at least in public. But make no mistake, the war never ended. It just moved into subtler territory. Nicki launched her Queen radio show where she often made sly digs at other artists. Fans were quick to connect some of those comments to Cardi. Meanwhile, Cardi used interviews and social media to fire back, sometimes directly, sometimes with cryptic posts that her fan base decoded instantly. And then there were the fans themselves. The Barbz and the Bardi Gang carried the feud like fuel to a fire. Every chart position, every award nomination, every outfit, every lyric, nothing went unnoticed. Social media became a battlefield where even the smallest moves were interpreted as shade. It was less about direct confrontation and more about psychological warfare. Each side tried to control the narrative, keeping the other under constant pressure. Fast forward to 2025, and the Cold War reignited into something much hotter. The spark? Album sales. Nicki Minaj publicly criticized Cardi's latest release, claiming her numbers were inflated and suggesting her success was built on gimmicks. But she didn't stop there. In a string of social media posts, Nicki also made a jab about Cardi's pregnancy, drawing outrage from fans who saw it as crossing a personal line. Within hours, the story went viral. Hashtags trended. Media outlets scrambled to cover the feud's latest chapter. What had started as an argument about sales had now spiraled into personal territory, family, motherhood, and identity. For many fans, this felt like the point of no return. It wasn't just about who had the bigger hit. It was about respect, dignity, and credibility. Cardi B wasn't about to let it slide. She clapped back hard, accusing Nicki of pushing false narratives and bringing up Nicki's own family controversies. Her responses weren't subtle, they were fiery, raw, and impossible to ignore. Cardi turned to social media, dropping post after post that went viral. Fans rallied behind her, while Nicki's Barbz doubled down, defending their queen. What made Cardi's retaliation especially powerful was the personal tone. She wasn't just defending her career, she was defending her identity as a mother, a woman, and an artist. The back and forth became an online spectacle, each side posting receipts, screen recordings, and carefully crafted clapbacks. The feud was alive again, more intense than it had been in years.
Here's what makes this feud more than just entertainment gossip. The stakes are massive. Nicki and Cardi aren't just rappers, they're institutions. Their influence extends into fashion, culture, branding, and even politics. When they clash, it's not just two artists arguing, it's two empires colliding. The Barbz and the Bardi Gang amplify everything, turning every moment into a viral trend. Record labels and industry executives watch closely because how this feud unfolds can shape collaborations, festival bookings, and even the way female rappers are marketed moving forward. And let's not forget the legacy question. Nicki has long fought to maintain her status as the queen of rap. Cardi, meanwhile, represents the new wave, breaking records and proving she's here to stay. Their feud isn't just personal, it's a battle for history.
So where does this leave us, with one of the most iconic rivalries in music showing no signs of ending? From subtle shade to public confrontations, from music collaborations turned sour to personal jabs, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have created a feud that's become bigger than either of them individually. And now, with the latest sparks in 2025, the beef has gotten even messier. The question isn't whether they'll make peace, it's whether they even want to. Because as long as fans keep watching, tweeting, and streaming, this rivalry will remain one of the most defining sagas in hip-hop. In the end, maybe the real winner isn't Nicki or Cardi. Maybe it's the drama itself, a story so explosive that we can't look away. And that's the hidden truth. This feud isn't just about music. It's about power, legacy, and the fact that sometimes the spotlight is only big enough for one.